Hey, welcome back to the Bound by Art podcast. I'm Missy Blue, tattoo artist, business owner, and your guide to navigating the chaos that is the tattoo industry. If you're an artist looking to grow your business, attract the right clients, and learn how to survive this career without losing your damn mind, then you are in the right place. Every week, I'll be bringing real talk, actionable tips, and hard-earned lessons from my own journey with a side of good vibes and a little bit of sarcasm. Whether you're new to the game, feeling stuck, or you just need a kick in the ass to get that spark back again, this is the show for you. Welcome to Bound by Art. Now let's get to work. Starting out as a tattoo artist, you might see all the things that other people in the industry have and use, and you might start to feel overwhelmed, especially once you see the prices of these things. And I'm going to tell you from my experience what you actually need and what is totally not necessary just yet. I think that we can really start to get hung up on the details of things and I have to get all these things before I can get started. And that's just not the case. So I'm just going to go through and tell you what I've seen myself and my own experience and what I've seen from the people that I work with that are just starting out. What not to waste your money on and what you definitely want to invest your money on. So let's get into it. So let's start by talking about what you do need. Number one, you need a quality tattoo machine. And I know that there's people out there that will tell you that the machine doesn't matter that much. They're all the same. And if you can't put a good tattoo in with a bad machine, then you're not good at tattooing. What I'm saying is bullshit. I can tell the difference between a good machine and a bad machine within seconds of tattooing. And you don't want to be doing more damage to the skin than necessary. And if you have a shitty machine, you might be chewing people up for no reason. And just invest the money in the good machine. And I'm not saying you have to get the high end, crazy expensive brands. There's solid tattoo machines out there that are affordable, that, don't have all the hype around them and are going to do a good job for you. So number one, most important thing, quality machine. Number two is to have several of those, at least 2 minimum, because what happens if you drop your machine and it breaks, or whatever freak accident happens, or it just, maybe you burn out the motor or some shit. You have to have a backup machine. And ideally, you have a machine for lining and shading. So if you're using coil machines, you would probably have a liner and a shader. And I like to do the same with my rotaries that I use for several reasons. But I need a different machine for each job. I need a liner that does the job of a liner and a shader that does the job of a shader. So I have 2 machines for that. But also, I'm thinking about longevity of these machines. If I'm just running one machine for everything on and on and on, day after day, that bitch is going to break down at some point. You're using it so much more than it's intended to. And it's not going to end well. So have a backup machine, use 2 machines at the very least. In line with that is quality needles. And you don't have to have every single needle size to start out. When I started tattooing, we used, was it a 5? I want to say we used a 5-round liner and a 7-mag shader, which is crazy to me now because I don't use anything smaller than a 17 mag right now, but I do big pieces now. But back then I did everything with a 7 mag. That's wild. When I look at a 7 mag now, I'm like, that is so tiny. But my point is, you can do the job with just a liner and a shader. You don't need 5 million different, sizes. You can get to that point. Get a couple sizes, maybe get a small mag and a bigger mag, get a smaller liner and a bigger liner. And that's all you really need. You don't need, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. You don't need every single size. Just get what you need to get the job done. And as you grow your career, as you start to make more money, then buy more stuff, then add to your collection. Quality inks, same thing. Just, you gotta get the good, you gotta get the good stuff. Don't go buy crappy, Amazon brand ink. I don't even know if they sell Amazon inks on Amazon, but get the good stuff. And if you're asking me, it's Industry. I love Industry's inks. They do sponsor me, but they are not making me say this. I do genuinely love them. Been using it for years. Huge fan. And, you know, regardless, like there's lots of good companies out there that make ink. Get a quality ink. Don't skimp on the fucking ink and get some shitty brand. Your tattoos are going to come out better. They're going to heal better. It's going to be less work for you in the future. If they heal better, you don't have to go back in and do touch-ups. It's worth it. Just invest in the good inks. Business cards are a big one. They're not expensive. I mean, they can be expensive. Don't buy them from Vistaprint. Don't buy them from fucking Staples. Don't buy them from, you know, 1 Hour Print Center, whatever. The company that I use is, it's gotprint.com. It's fucking cheap. That's, again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I've been using that for a very long time. You can get a large amount of cards for cheap. Your cards don't have to be amazing. You don't have to have some like fancy fucking card that's like super thick and has like metallic sides on it and like, you know, embossed with, you know, whatever the fuck. I don't know. You don't need all the fancy shit. Just get a simple fucking business card with, you know, a picture or a tattoo or something, like something impressive looking on it like that, like the image wise. But as far as the print itself and like the quality of the cards, no one fucking cares. They're looking at that and they're either throwing it away or they're shoving it in their wallet to hopefully remember again in the future. But after they've looked at your Instagram and went and followed you, that card is useless. So don't waste a bunch of money on the fancy cards. You do need an Instagram or a TikTok, one or the other. You don't have to have both. You can just start with one, like which ideally you're going to have before you become a tattoo artist. You're going to have them through your entire apprenticeship. That's what I have my apprentice do. I make sure that they have an Instagram and they're building up their following before they even start tattooing. They're showing their whole journey from, you know, before through their apprenticeship and, you know, into being a full-time professional tattoo artist. Like I want them to show that whole journey. So they have to have social media. There's no way around it. Like this is your job now. This is your life now. So if you're avoiding it, if you're stalling on that, like give it up or give up tattooing because you can't, you're not going to make it without it. As a new tattoo artist, you need an LLC. And if for no other reason than to just protect yourself, if someone were to sue you and you do not have an LLC, they can come for you. They will personally sue you. They can come after your car. They could come after your house. If you have an LLC, the business is what's liable, not you. They're going to come for your business. They can't touch you personally. So it's really important that you do that part. And don't expect that the business that you work for, the shop that you work for, is going to have you covered. If you get sued, not the shop you work for. The shop you work for could also get sued, but that's why we have insurance. But not only is it protecting you from liability, but it's also going to allow you to open a business bank account, which is another thing on my list here. You need a separate account for your business. And if you don't have an LLC yet, you can just make that a separate checking account that you only do business transactions through, that you only, you know, put your money coming in goes straight into that bank account, and whatever you're buying for the, you know, the business for tattooing comes out of it. And along with that bank account, you need to keep a ledger of some sort, some way to track your income and your expenses. It's going to make your life so much easier when tax season comes around. And not only that, but if you were to ever get audited, all of these things in place, your LLC, your bank account, the ledger, that's going to save your ass. Take it from someone who knows. I got audited because my fucking tax person was an idiot. That's the other thing. Get a legit accountant, because as someone who has been audited, I got audited by the state of Maryland because my tax person fucked up, and it flagged the fucking state of Maryland and they audited my shit. And I had nothing in order. My bank account was a mess because it was mixed in with my personal. I had to go through and get all of my receipts in order, which I had. Like, I kept all that stuff, but I did not keep it in any kind of like organized way whatsoever. I had to go through and fix all of this shit and make it look nice and neat, easy to read. I was in full panic mode. I mean, thank God, like nothing happened. They found that everything was fine, which I knew they would. It's just I didn't know. I wasn't confident I could prove it because I didn't have any kind of system in place. I didn't have any organization in place. So if you take anything from this episode, take this part where you just get your financial shit organized and like, don't fuck with that. It's not worth it. It might feel like it doesn't matter right now. It might matter in the future, and you're going to want to make sure you don't have a heart attack about it. So keep track of all of your expenses and all of your income and keep it separate. And have a good accountant. Don't hire some fucking lady who's working out of her house, who smells like fucking liquor at 8 o'clock in the morning and is disheveled and talking to you on her couch about your taxes. Like, I mean, maybe there's a situation where that person is fine, but that should have been a red flag for me, and I should have walked away, but I didn't. And you know, it's whatever. I learned lessons, so I can share them with you, I guess. But don't try to do it yourself either. A lot of times we think that we can do anything and we can handle this, and it's not a big deal. It's not that hard. It's pretty straightforward or whatever. They know more than you. The laws for taxes change every single year, and they learn that shit. Are you out there reading all of the new tax laws? Probably not. And if you are, I feel like you probably have a better way to use your time, and you should just pay someone else who has to do that for their job. Like maybe focus on your job, read something about your job. A good accountant is going to find ways to save you money, and that is worth whatever it is you're paying them. Another thing you need as a new tattooer is to be able to do a solid tattoo. Just that's where your focus should be, and building a solid portfolio. These are things you have to have because like you have to be able to deliver on what it is the client wants and do it to the best of your ability. And that's what's going to grow your business. Focus on that. Just don't worry about all the other bullshit. Just focus on doing a good tattoo for every single tattoo. A lot of times people in their first couple of years of tattooing, they want to do the bigger stuff. They want to do the more fun stuff. They don't want to do, I mean, even people who have been in the industry for, 10, 20 years, they do this. They don't want to do a name tattoo, or they don't want to do like the little bullshit because they think that they're above it. But that little shit is a gateway to the bigger shit. That's the client that might later on get a sleeve from you because you took the time to do this name tattoo like it was the last tattoo you ever do, because you put all of your time and your focus into making that the best that you could make it. Like, even if it is a little bullshit tattoo, you still have to do a good job, and you still have to make it awesome for this person, because that is a future client that might bring you, it might be like $100 tattoo today, but that might bring you, $5,000 in the future if you win them over and you do a good job, because like that's the stuff that matters. That's where you sell them. And having a solid portfolio means that you're proving what you can do. If you don't have the photos, if you don't have the pics, you can't prove it, right? So people are still coming in, even if you're at a shop that's appointment only, people are still coming in and looking through portfolios. Like, we have a door with like words on it that says like pretty small bluebird tattoo. So it's not like we're advertising walk-ins or anything like that. We barely look open, and people still will wander upstairs and they look through the portfolios, and that is an opportunity for you to get a new client. And if you ever go to an event, a convention, or, they have like a street fair, but they have street fairs all the time. That's the time to put your portfolio out there. You have to have a solid portfolio if you want to attract people. And I feel like this, like, I don't have to say this, but in case I do, I'm saying it. Like, build a solid portfolio. Get the bullshit out that doesn't look good. As you're doing better and better tattoos, get rid of the old stuff. It is not better to have more pictures. It is better to have quality pictures. So, if you're 3 years in and you still have stuff that you did in your first year and it's like, but you just want more pictures in your portfolio, like, hear me when I say, fucking get rid of it. It's not the best representation of your work. Get rid of it. And that's what I tell everybody. If someone were to come, like, look at your Instagram or look at your portfolio and just pull one picture, like just randomly pick one picture out of it, and that's the only picture that's going to represent your entire career and what you do and what you're capable of, are you going to be happy with the picture they choose? If there's anything in your portfolio or on your Instagram that you can't confidently say, yes, I'm happy for that picture to represent my entire career and my ability and what I can do, get rid of it. Just get that picture out of your portfolio, archive it on Instagram, whatever you got to do. But everything should be representing you as best as possible. You may even have pictures of tattoos that you love. They came out awesome. You're really proud of them, but the picture looks like shit. And you didn't have a good camera, or you forgot to wipe your lens off before you took the picture, or whatever the reason is, you don't have a good picture of it, but you keep it in there because you're really proud of the tattoo. Get rid of it. It's not doing you any favors. Bad pictures make you look like a bad tattooer. And it doesn't matter how good that tattoo actually is. That's something that's going to bring people in off the street that see it in person. Like, that'll bring people in. But having a picture of that, if the picture is bad, it's not doing favors. Just get rid of it. But in order to get those good pictures, you do need a good photo light and a good photo setup. So everyone's using a CPL lens now, and it's not necessary, but if you want really nice pictures that don't have glare all over them, everybody else in town is using a CPL lens. Just get a CPL lens. Like, they really aren't that. You can get cheap ones off of Amazon. The one that I have, I think, is $80, which is more expensive. I think they have some for like $60 on Amazon, but it's worth it to me because I want my pictures to look great. I want my pictures to represent what the tattoo actually looks like in real life. And having glare all over your tattoo and having, washed out color, like, that's not doing it for you. It's not helping you. So invest in a good photo light, invest in a good CPL lens, invest in having like a certain like way or area that you take the photos so that they will turn out well. You don't want bad photos representing good work. It just doesn't make any sense. If you have to have the pictures to prove what you can do to earn the trust from the people so that they will get tattooed by you. Another thing that you need as a new tattoo artist is clients. Again, no brainer, right? But all of us start somewhere. All of us start with nothing and no clients. And maybe we have like, our boss's client that, feels sorry for us and wants to let us tattoo, and wants to let us tattoo them because they want to see you grow and learn as an artist. And they want to say that like they were there in the beginning, but you have to find your own clients. Taking handouts from your boss's clients is great and all, but your friends and your family are going to be your first clients. And it's great. And it also kind of sucks because there's the same people that are going to like bargain with you the rest of your career. And you have to like learn quickly how to set them straight. But in the beginning, those are the people that you have to win over, whether they're your best friend or acquaintance or whatever it is. You have to start somewhere, and it's those people that are going to help give you that boost to get your career started. So you have to find the ones that are going to be your biggest fan. They're going to shout you from the rooftops. They're going to tell everyone about you. These are the people that you want to find, and you have to protect them at all costs, and you have to lean into them. If they are spreading the word for you, they are invaluable to you at this stage in your career. So find them, take care of them, do a good job on them. Like, they should have your best work. The people that are really like promoting you for, without you even asking, they should have your best work on them. And, you know, those are the people when I'm thinking of like, I'm trying to, you know, switch over to a new style, or I want to start working, like doing more lady faces or something like that. And you know, I'm looking for someone to get something like that so that I can promote it, so that I can get more clients that want that. I'm looking at those people. I'm looking at those people that naturally just shout me out. Like those are the ones that I want with the good work on them. Not that I'm doing bad work on other people. I'm just saying, like, the extra good work that you really want to do belong to those people. And the last thing on my list of things that you need to have as a newer tattoo artist is communication skills. And I'm so sorry to tell you that, but you got to talk to people, and you're not going to get out of it. And you have to figure it out. There's just no way. You can't just like, you know, text people and like talk online, and then they come in person and you be like completely fucking silent and don't interact with them. That is your chance to fully win people over. And you have to get good at talking to people. You have to get good at communicating. You have to get good at communicating your policies, your, like, what your process is going to be like, you know, what they can expect. You have to get good at asking them questions about their tattoo and what they want and how to get all of their ideas out so that your drawing matches what their expectation is. You have to get good at this stuff. This is not something that you can skip over. It's going to cause problems for you over and over again if you can't figure it out. And now my list of things that you don't need as a new tattoo artist. First on my list is every color ever made. You don't need to buy all the colors. So yes, invest in the quality inks. Yes, make sure that you're getting, you know, the basic colors, but you don't need like 50 different shades of, please don't say gray. Don't say gray. You don't need like 10 different shades of blue. Like blue is blue. If you don't have it, mix it. And if you can't mix it, what are you doing? Go back to school. Like figure out how to mix colors. You really just need the bare minimum colors. You know, old school tattooers, they only had like 5 colors. And, you know, you have your like red, yellow, blue, black. That's it for like traditional tattooers. That's all you're going to really see. And if you want a different color, you mix it. So it is not necessary to have every fucking color made at all. You know, sometimes I look at my shelf of like 9 million different colors and I'm like, do I need all this shit? Why did I buy these two? They have different names, but they are almost the exact color, and I own them both, and I will buy them again when I run out. Why? I don't fucking know. I'm addicted to shopping for tattoo stuff. So that's my fucking problem. But you don't need that shit. Just get the bare minimum and then worry about the rest later. And, you know, borrow colors before you fucking buy them too. Like, see if somebody you work with, like, hey, can I check that color out? Like, most of the time people are fine with that. And then that way you don't buy something that you regret later. You also don't need an account on every social media platform. So a lot of people will tell you that you have to have Instagram and you have to have TikTok and you have to have Facebook. Whichever one you're doing well at, that's easy for you, just do that for now. Like, lean into that. Once you perfect that one, then consider getting another one. Like, there's no reason to have both. Like, you can build an entire career on Instagram and never have a TikTok. Like we all did just fine before TikTok came around. So don't worry about that. You also don't need a website right out the gate. Like, that's not something that is really going to make or break you at this point in your career. As long as you have that social media platform, a website is not necessary. Sure, it's nice to have. If you have the bandwidth to do it, like, feel free, but it's not necessary. You also don't need fancy, expensive furniture. Like the Tatsoul chairs, they're like fucking $1,200. And, you know, the chair that you sit in to tattoo, although I will say, get a chair with wheels at least and get something that goes really low. It doesn't have to be expensive, but make sure it goes low enough to the ground that you don't have to like fucking bend in half to do your tattoo, because you need to spare your back. But otherwise, no need to spend $1 million on a chair or a light or the big fancy armrest that's like $400. You don't need that shit. You don't need a fucking heart-shaped tray. Just get the bare minimum, get set up, and then save your money. And then when you can afford it, then like add it. Like give yourself a little treat later on, you know? It's not what you start out with. You don't need expensive lights and cameras. And I know that I said you need to get the CPL lens and the lighting and stuff like that, but I'm talking like we don't have to have the best of the best things. Just get what you can get. And if somebody else in the shop has that shit, just use theirs. Just borrow it until you can get your own. Some of you are probably going to fight me on this one, but you don't need an iPad. We didn't need an iPad back in the day. We did lots and lots of tattoos without an iPad. Yes, it makes it faster. Yes, it's more efficient. But do you need it? Do you need to spend over $1,000 on an iPad so that you can tattoo? No. You can draw on fucking paper. And as a matter of fact, drawing on paper is going to make you a better tattooer. It looks way more impressive to people who are seeing your drawings. If you're looking, like, I don't know about you, but I mean, even as just like an artist in general, like, even like not as an artist, like point of view, just as a person looking at a drawing that was done on an iPad versus a drawing that was done on paper, I am far more impressed by the paper. I'm far more interested in the one that was on paper because you can use stamps, you can use like the stabilization tool. There's so many things on an iPad that are cheating, and anyone could do it. Literally anybody could pull up Procreate and draw something nice using all of the tools that are available on that program. However, on paper, you give somebody a pencil and a piece of paper, not everyone can make a cool drawing. Like that's not a given. So I'm far more impressed by paper drawings. You don't need an iPad. So just hold off on that one. You also don't need fancy pencils and markers and pens. Like just get a fucking pencil and a Sharpie or like a black marker pen, something. And that's all you need. You got a copier at the shop. Like you don't need all the other shit. I recommend you get a red and a blue pencil and a regular like number 2 pencil, because that way you can, sketch in like blue and then sketch over it with like a darker color and then your pencil. But you can get better stuff when you're a fucking rich tattooer. Another one that might be slightly controversial is, as a new tattooer, you do not need to open a private studio. And I don't feel like I need to explain that. Just don't do it. You don't need a private studio. You need to be in a shop with other tattoo artists who have been tattooing longer than you that you can learn from. I have been tattooing now for 20 years, and I feel like I still have questions. I feel like I still am learning things. And I know for a fact, like in the first 5 years of tattooing, I leaned on the people around me a lot. What do you do when you come up on some kind of issue, some kind of weird skin, weird reaction? You got no one to ask because you fucking burned all your bridges and you went and opened a private studio. Who are you going to ask? Ask a stranger on the internet? Like you have to work in a shop with people who have been working longer than you, because there's inevitably going to be situations where you need help. You're going to need help for a long time. You don't know what you don't know. And you have to have those good relationships with people to ask. Like, sure, I guess there's a reality where you could have good relationships with people who have been working like in the industry longer than you, and they could help you out. But ideally just stay where you're at. I don't think anyone should really be opening a shop until they've been in the industry like a decent amount of time. I don't know. I don't want to put a number on it, but for fuck's sake, not in your first, second, third year. Please don't do that. You're setting yourself up for failure, and you're going to learn bad habits, and you're not going to have anybody to help correct them. You're not going to have anybody to to set you back on track, you know? And you also don't want to be the best person in your shop. So my best person, I mean like the most talented artist, or like, you know, the best tattooer in your shop. You want to be around people who are going to help you grow and push you to grow. If you are fucking top dog and you're, you know, the best artist in the shop, you're not growing. Like there's nothing to push you, because you think you're hot shit, and you think that, you know, like, well, I'm better than that guy, so, you know, I must be pretty great. But until you get into a room where you're just surrounded by fucking like heavy hitters and just absolute killers in the tattoo industry, and you're like, my work sucks. Like, you have to get around people who are better than you. And the longer you stay in those situations, the better it's going to be for you. And if you are in that situation where you are the best artist in your shop, you have to get out and go like visit other shops, and you have to go get in other spaces where you're going to be exposed to that, because otherwise you're going to get stagnant. Your work's going to actually like backslide. You're going to get worse. It's just, you can't stay the best person in your shop, especially if you're in your first couple of years, because like, God, that's a tough existence right there. Another thing that you don't need as a new tattooer is an apprentice. And I know that I'm coming across harsh right now, but I keep seeing this. It's just crazy to me. Like, I didn't even take my first apprentice until I had been tattooing like 19 years. And I still was like, I'm not sure I'm ready to teach somebody, because I feel like I'm still learning. And that's the fact. Like, the truth is, I'm going to always be learning, and that's never going to stop. You know, it worked out well. Like, she's a great artist. She's doing awesome. But I don't know how anyone in their first few years tattooing can feel confident enough in teaching someone how to tattoo. It's crazy to me. You don't even know. You don't even know what you don't know, because, you know, it's like the first 10 years, you're just learning how to put a tattoo in right, and like you don't even really see the results of what you did until the next 10 years. And then it's like, you know, you look back at something you did in the first few years of tattooing, you're like, fuck, you know. Imagine, you know, you look back at that and you're like, what the fuck was I doing? But everything you were doing, you just taught to a whole other person. You're not creating more tattoo artists, you're creating more problems. You're creating more like issues in the industry, and you're watering down the information. And so like, I just don't think that anyone should be teaching anyone how to tattoo unless they've been doing it for like 10 years or so. And again, like, I don't want to put an exact number on it, because everybody's different, but like, for sure, not in your first 3 years. You don't need an apprentice. You also don't need a specialized style. And this might sound contradicting, because I do think that specializing is a really great way to get more business. Yes. However, I don't think it's necessary. Like, that is not the only way to be successful. That's not the only way to get booked out. Specializing in a certain style too early is a bad move sometimes. It's like, if you don't have the demand for it, you don't get to specialize. So if you're trying to do that too early, and that demand isn't there, and you don't have the clients for it, you're really just going to be shooting yourself in the foot, especially if you're going to be one of those type of people that's like, I only do this kind of work. If you're trying to specialize and you have your pre-drawns and you are pushing towards that, and you're really just trying to get there, but you're still taking on other work, that's fine. But if you're going to be the type of person that's like, I'm only doing this, and otherwise I'm not doing your tattoo, you are going to severely fuck yourself. Like, that is not going to work out well for you. There's ways of doing it where you are still taking in clients, where you're still doing the regular shit, and you're pushing for like, you know, a specialization in something. But you don't have to specialize to be successful. I know plenty of people who do all sorts of subject matters, all sorts of different, you know, genres, and they're perfectly successful. You also don't have to be able to do portraits or super complicated designs in the beginning to stay busy. You do what you do and do it well, and lean into it and challenge yourself, but don't get in over your head. and don't do things that you're not ready for, and don't do tattoos that you're not comfortable with. That's only going to hurt you in the long run. So if you're taking on a portrait, say you're doing like this person's like baby's portrait and you're not ready and you've never done a portrait, like baby's not the one to start on. Like, that's a difficult tattoo. Don't fucking start there. Don't, you fuck that up, that's going to be a hard one to come back from. There's plenty of artists who are successful that don't do big intricate designs. They don't do super complicated tattoos. They don't do portraits. They don't do realism. Like, you don't have to do those things to make it in the industry. Just do what you do, lean into that, do the best tattoo you can every time. You also don't need to do conventions. And I really think that the first couple of years doing a convention is not really helping you. It's just stressing you out. It's just making shit hard. I don't think it's necessary. I don't know what kind of benefit you would really get from doing a convention that soon. The same with guest spots. I think that you should just focus on what you're doing, focus on doing good tattoos, and just, head down, work on that stuff until you've got a couple of years under your belt, then go out and venture out and do guest spots and do conventions and stuff. But you should only be focused on just putting in a solid tattoo in the beginning and worry about the rest later. And lastly, you don't need a ton of followers online. And I know I can say this till I'm blue in the face and no one's going to care, because everybody just wants to see that number going up and they want to see that they have like a ton of people following them. But you don't need that in order to be successful. All you need is to find 100 people who will buy anything that you're selling, 100 people that will get tattooed by you and get multiple tattoos by you. And you give them the best experience and the best tattoo you possibly can. And they will tell their friends and they will tell their family and they'll tell anyone who will listen, and you will build an entire career around this. Having 10,000 plus followers online does not equal a booked out schedule. Having 100 diehard fans, that does equal a booked out schedule. And I just wanted to end this with a couple things that you don't need, but would be super helpful if you had them. So an understanding of business, an understanding of sales, and an understanding of marketing. These are all things I wish that I had in the beginning, and I did not. And these are all things that I had to learn a really hard way in the longest way possible. So I think that if you're going to put your time and energy into anything, you should put it here. Learning business, understanding sales, understanding marketing, how these things work, like how to create a successful business. Because even though you're working in a shop, working for somebody else, you are a business now. Once you become a tattoo artist, you are a subcontractor, you have your LLC, you're your business. And it might not seem like it's the same thing, but you have to treat it like it's the same thing, like owning a shop. Like, you have to run it like you would anything else. And you have to learn the stuff if you don't know it. And if you weren't given any of this information in your apprenticeship, go out and find it somewhere. You can find it on things like this podcast. I talk about all this stuff all the time. You can take a class on it. You can watch YouTube videos. The information is out there. It's free most of the time, and you just have to go out and get it. And that's all I got for you. That's my list of what you need and don't need as a newer tattoo artist. The good, the bad, the ugly. And don't be too mad at me. I know I called some people out, but it's for your own good. I'm just trying to help you. Thanks again to ManaScheduler for sponsoring today's episode and supporting tattoo artists and shop owners. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to make some moves today. Remember, it's all about showing up, putting in the work, and staying true to yourself. If you got something out of today's episode, share it with a friend who might need to hear it, and make sure to subscribe so we can keep this momentum going. Get updates on all of our latest episodes, events, and more by following us on social media at Bound by Art Project and by heading over to the website boundbyart.com. Thanks for hanging out and putting up with my shit. I'll see you next time. Now shut up, quit making excuses, and go get better.